Hey all, welcome to ShareTrek. This is Raj here. Friends, it's turning out to be very difficult to see what the charts are saying because there are a lot of contrary indications. But based on the fact that a bunch of people are feeling that interest rates are likely to be going down by the middle of this year to somewhere around 2.5 to 2.7%, means that we should look for a bullish case. But based on what the strong employment report indicates, we should expect that the inflation rate might go up. But the strong employment report that has come in will still need one more month before it trickles into the CPI report. So I'm thinking that we still have a month of time before the CPI can start edging up. It has been constantly coming down recently. So it's on a downward trend. So that's one point. The second point is that they have rejigged the composition of the CPI. So we are not actually comparing oranges to oranges. So there is that distortion out there, which also I think I'm not able to comprehend properly. So it's very tricky. So let's quickly have a look at all the indices and see what they can show us. Welcome back, friends. I would first like to take you to an article on CNBC about the inflation numbers, and then we'll go and do the technical analysis of the indices and market movers and genomics as we do always. So let me do that first. So here we are in the CNBC website, and I'm looking at the headline that says inflation report due Tuesday has the potential to deliver some bad news. So again, the word potential is the key word out here. They are not saying that it will deliver bad news because they themselves are also not clear whether it's going to be bad news. All market eyes Tuesday will be on the release of the Labor Department's Consumer Price Index, a widely followed inflation gauge. Economists are expecting that the CPI will show a 0.4% increase in January, which would translate to a 6.2% annual growth. However, there is some indication that the number could be even higher. The Federal Reserve is determined to keep fighting inflation, so the report could harden their position and make them more hawkish. So that's what they are saying. And let me take you back to our spreadsheet from, I think the weekend, where I had the calendar. So our calendar says that our inflation rate year on year, January, core inflation, all those numbers are going to be out before the market open at around 8:30 a.m. So ideally, I would like to do one more video before the market opens after the receipt of these information. So the forecast is 6.30% for inflation year over year, and the consensus is 6.2%, which will be above the 6.18 that we had last, if I'm not mistaken. And if it goes above 6.3, I think then we have trouble. So that's my thought process. And so here we are in our TradingView platform, and I'm going to look at the Nasdaq futures, which are down minus 0.23%. So slightly bearish, but nothing great to worry about at this point of time. And as predicted yesterday, we bounced off the bull flag out here, and we are very close to taking over the resistance. The only thing that is stopping us is the 10-day simple moving average, which is this yellow line out here. It's at 12,554.65. And if I look at the momentum, it is still above average, so there is potential. And MACD has just crossed over into the bearish side. That said, let's look at the indices. US oil is continuing to go up. This is not a good sign for us, but still we are within the range of consolidation, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. And if I was to go and have a look at the QQQ, as predicted, we bounced off the bull flag, and we have also crossed the 10-day simple moving average out here. So this is looking definitely very bullish, and our momentum is also above 50% and pointed upwards. So I think definitely the market participants are looking at a bullish outcome. So the possibility of us going through on top is there. However, if the CPI numbers did not come out well, then we are likely to fall back down, and our first level of support is going to be this support line for the bull channel, which will be extremely strong because there are two supports out here for tomorrow, and if we manage to hold on by there, then we can again expect to bounce back after taking off some of the bears. But overall, I think if the inflation report is not according to expectation, it will also depend on how bad it is, or if it's just a minor miss, I'm pretty sure that we can bounce off the support of the bull flag or this horizontal line, which was always giving us a resistance while we were consolidating. So those two possibilities remain. S&P 500 also bounced off from a very strong confluence of this support line for the bull flag and the bull channel. So it's looking pretty strong. Momentum is also pointed upwards, and it's above average, and MACD is also bullish. So S&P 500 is also looking bullish. Again, as I pointed out, if there's only a minor miss in the inflation, I don't think it's going to matter much, because we seem to be in a bullish phase right now. We are already out of the bear channel. In the last so many months, we have never been that way out of the bear channel. So I'm thinking that out here we are in a pretty good shape. So that said, I'm going to just delete these lines that I drew here, so that's not a problem for us going forward. Russell Index has bounced back up again, and I think we have support from this line out here, which is at 191.38. I'm going to mark it as green. This is what we did in the last trading session, and we still are being bound by the 10-day simple moving average, which is this yellow line out here. Support is definitely there at 191.98, so I'm going to mark this support as green. So this is the first level of support. Our MACD is bearish, but our momentum is above average and pointed upwards. So I'm thinking that Russell is also showing a positive, a bullish kind of a trend out here. And I'm also going to draw a line out here which shows the bullishness at this point of time. If I drew a line from here to here, you can see that we have a bullish trend going on. And if I was to zoom out, we are already out of the bear channel. We are way out of the bear channel again. So I'm feeling pretty confident that we are likely to move up. And if we were to look at the momentum also, it's also pointed upwards. Dow Jones Industrial Average broke out of the bullish pennant, and it's on the upside. And it has this line of resistance at 341.37, which I'm going to make thick so that you can see, and I'm going to make it green. Because we have crossed above it. So that's now become a support for us, and we have broken out. Momentum is pointed upwards, and MACD is also bullish. So Dow Jones is also looking very bullish. Now let us look at VIX. VIX has come down, and VIX is at this point of time at 20.33. So it's almost close to 20, and it has got a support here at 19.75. So we are expecting that it should go below this. It's already got a resistance from the 50-day simple moving average, which is this orange line that you see here, and it's at 20.77. So that's going to keep it down, and our momentum is above average and pointed downwards, but MACD is bullish. So VIX is not giving us a very clear sign, but let me go to the US dollar index, and US dollar index is still bullish. It has been consolidating in a narrow range, but it's still on a bull channel. So I'm not getting any clues from there either. If we go to established technologies, let us look at Microsoft. I'm beginning to think that Microsoft had a kind of double bottom out here, potentially. It's looking pretty strong. and it had a very big gap up out here, so it has to come down to fill this up. But we still have space on the RSI before it becomes overbought, and MACD is also bullish. So tomorrow Microsoft can definitely support, and especially if we get a favorable inflation report, then expect the markets to gallop. And if you look at Apple, Apple is also looking pretty good in the charts. There is plenty of room for the RSI before it gets overheated. MACD is also bullish. So Apple is also looking like it can support the index. And if we look at Amazon, Amazon seems to have a Morningstar pattern forming out here. In fact, I think I noticed the Morningstar pattern even in Apple and in Microsoft. So it's all looking very, very bullish. Amazon is also looking bullish. Momentum is above average and it's pointed upwards, but MACD is bearish. Google is not looking great at all. The MACD is already bearish. Momentum is below average, and it has got a support out here at 93.85. So I'm thinking that it will try to get some hold on that support. And if it does not, then it's going to fall down further. And I think the next support for it would be at 86.47. So with that said, I'm going to look at the genomics sector and see what we have in the genomics. I've sorted it out so that we have the winners on the top. Illumina is on the top, but I couldn't find any news article from today to justify this heavy move upwards. But this is again a perfect Morningstar pattern, a very, very strong pattern. You got the MACD moving up, and you have the momentum also moving up. So I'm thinking that Illumina is definitely looking very bullish. And if the inflation report comes out positive tomorrow, in the sense that it comes favorable, that the inflation has dropped, then expect Illumina to pick up further. There might be a little bit of profit taking as soon as the market opens, but then if the inflation report is good, it will still go up, because there will be some people who are jittery, and even though the inflation report has come well, the news might not have reached them, or they just want to take their profits and wait for things to come back down in the anticipation of profit taking. So that is possible. Let us look at Allogene. Allogene is also starting to form a Morningstar kind of pattern. It's a bullish pattern. Trend reversal has happened here, but it has got a resistance out here on this diagonal line of support of the previous bull channel. So it has to go on top of it. Momentum is not yet above average, so I'm holding on to see what can happen. Beam is up 3.59% as of today. Again, it is showing a bullish trend, and momentum is still below average. That's why I wouldn't count too much on it. But again, if the inflation rate goes down, then all these shares will start looking attractive and they'll start moving up. CRISPR Therapeutics also is forming a Morningstar, and the 50-day simple moving average is giving it support, and it has converted another resistance at 50.83 into its support, and it also has support from the 50-day simple moving average, as I said, and momentum is just above average and pointed upwards, so that's also positive. Only thing is MACD is negative. It's bearish, but I am pretty sure that it's going to pick up if the inflation news comes out proper. And Intelia was up 3.38%, and again forming a bullish pattern out here. Momentum is also above average. MACD is just about ready to turn over to the bear side. So overall it is looking pretty bullish to me. Verve is up 3.33%, and it has crossed through the resistance of 20.82, so I'm going to mark this green. MACD is still bearish, and momentum is also below average, so nothing much for Verve. I think I wouldn't say much for Fate either. Teladoc, I won't talk about it. Editas is up 2.36% today, and if I look at the momentum, it's above average and picking up. MACD is just about ready to turn to the bearish side. So I'm thinking that there's a trend reversal happening out here in Editas, and it could do well tomorrow if we get a favorable inflation report. PACB is looking absolutely perfectly bullish. It's got a Morningstar pattern, which is nice, and it's got support in the bull flag. It bounced off from the bull flag, and it has got support from the 50-day simple moving average. And the only concern I have here is the momentum is not yet above average, but it is pointed out in the in the right direction, and the MACD is also bearish. So I'm expecting PACB to pick up significantly tomorrow if the inflation report is favorable. Bluebird is up 0.68%, but I wouldn't say that we have a trend reversal out here. The chart is very weak for Bluebird. They need to come out with some news items. I don't see any news out here worth moving the market. Bionano Genomics was up 0.64%, but I don't see the chart any stronger. IMTX was up 0.36%, but still the chart is looking weak to me. DNA was down minus 0.58%. I'm waiting for DNA to go down further, and I would like to pick up something closer to 1.59. And I hope that I get that opportunity, because MACD is bearish and momentum is also below average and pointed downwards. Caribou Biosciences was down 0.74%, and it's already below this diagonal line of support of the previous bull channels, which I'm going to mark as red. So it has got that resistance. It hit the resistance briefly and came back, and there was a narrow band of trading which was below yesterday's narrow band of trading. So it's definitely looking weak to me. Invitae was down minus 0.96%, and it has got support at 1.86. It lost the prospect of doing a cup and handle, so I'm going to remove this pattern from here. I'm also going to remove the cup symbol. Let us not get distracted by that. SQs at Biotech was down minus 6.06%. MACD is above average, but momentum is below average, so I don't see much strength in here. Well, friends, that's all I have for you today, and I'll try to do a video during intraday tomorrow after the inflation report is out. I'm wishing you all the best, and let's hope for the best. Bye for now.